What is going on in the world of Sheet? And here we are with another exciting episode of Star Citizen. As you can see, we are in our normal RSI setup, which is the basics. But I did have before the update a little bit, of stuff. In my test server, or the test server that I'm on, I have 1,000,000 credits. This one's only 5,000, although I have a bunch of ships. This is all I got. That's right here. So we're going to go into Equipment Manager. So undersuits, you see the Odyssey flight suit. But before the update, I did have... Alright, so I don't have any of my stuff. Interesting. So I did have actually armor and weapons, but it looks like it's gone. And I bought that stuff. Okay. Well. So we got a Medi pen and pretty much nothing. So, yeah. There's all my ships. Alright, cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and look at some ships since all my stuff is gone. Oh, that's crazy. That sucks. I'll have to put in a ticket to go ahead and find out about it. So, basically, this is the Revel in York, is what the name of this hangar is. Before 3.0, I was able to put down 2 rows of ships. I got some videos of it too, but it doesn't look like it does that anymore. And what I'm looking for is on the floor is little circles, and you'll notice them when I go to the big stuff. So yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't see anything. That kind of sucks. So basically, you can look right down the center, and then we're gonna go ahead and see some small circles right down the center. So basically, on the outskirts, you can start off with, I think it's 1 to 2 size ships, and you'll be able to fit a few of them here. So here's a circle. Yeah, 1, 2. So you can see these are all the 1, 2 size ships that we got. Let's go ahead and do... Let's throw the Gladius up there. Basically, once you get out of the way, the ship will spawn. Boom. There's a Gladius. Let's go ahead and do another 1, 2. And let's go ahead and throw on the Hornet. So you'll be able to hit, or you'll be able to fit 3. Okay, you just saw the glow because it's there. And then let's do the Prospector. Let's go ahead and head back to the Gladius. So this is a Gladius. Kind of one of the beginner fighters you can get. It's like a light fighter. As you can see, you got 2 missiles here, 1 gun, and a larger, I think this is size 3. Yeah, so size 3. These are size 2s. Yeah, size 2s. And, 1 set of attached cannons here, and everything that you see here you can actually change out. So you can put any size 3 launcher here, or you can take this out, put another size 2s. You can put size 1s. Size 1s are like rocket pods. Kind of reminds you of... This reminds me of like a Vietnam era type of aircraft. When I was in the Marines, I worked a lot with aircraft. Not repairs on them, but I was part of rescue. So the cockpit kind of reminds me of I don't know, with a gun in the front, like if you were ever to sit inside of a Warthog, A10 or anything like that. Kind of just reminds me of that. And you can also change out pretty much almost anything on this aircraft. You can change out when it comes to the mechanic side. So engine, I'm not sure what the engines, but intercoolers, fuel, weapons, all that. So see the same thing over here. Basically, again, all the stuff you can change out. This thing reminds me of if you've ever been around an F-18 or F-15, they have a fuel pod that you can put on the bottom of the aircraft, and that kind of reminds me of that. Without the wings, of course. But if you look in the back of this thing, reminds me of an F-22. If you've ever been around the backs of these things, they have thrust vectoring exhausts. So, kind of reminds me of that. Yeah. And so, when you come up to an aircraft, you can do the interaction, and you'll see this will pop up. So, the interaction key, my light, but interaction key, you'll be able to actually see what there is. So, you can open the canopy. So that reminds me of a F-15 canopy. Yeah. Open the ladder. So a lot of aircraft have little mini ladders that are that are in the insides of them. There's like a little push button thing that actually make the ladder come out and enter the pilot seat. There's a fire in my aircraft. Okay, interesting. Huh. Different. So, you can actually turn everything on. So, engine's on. You can actually exterior ladder. Flight ready. Power on. And you can actually control what goes on each of the monitors. Why this aircraft's on fire, I do not know. But turn the engines on. Power off. They're getting a lot more intuitive when it comes to the aircraft. Yeah. So these sticks kind of remind me of an F-16 a little bit. Yeah, interesting. Alright, so turn the engine off, power off, and then you look to your left or right, you can see the exit ship. Why is this thing on fire? That is weird. Okay. So let's go ahead and head over here. And this is the F7. Which it kind of reminds me of, this is like the front end of an X-Wing, missing the nose cone. If you look at it, you can kind of see it. And if you've ever actually been around real F7s, or sorry, not F7s, F4s, this kind of reminds me of that. Very large intakes for an F4. So you have your guns out here. This is a extra pod, so on the different levels of F7s, you can either have a gun system here. This one has a cargo. It's like a very, very small cargo bay. So again, if you can run, make a little bit of money off this guy, run a little bit of stuff. There is a gimbal that's right up front here, which you do another weapon, which you'll see right here. We've got everything is attached to something. PC dual mount. So Not a clue why the weapon is missing. Different. So there should be, you know, a larger laser rifle right up front. So you can see right here, walking around the back, this is an older aircraft. This is like a thrust vector. And again, this reminds me of how, if you look at the back of an F-16, you know, single jet, you know, single engine, tail, of course, is nothing like an F-16. Yeah. But again, they did a pretty good job with this stuff. So, look up here. You can see right here. Open canopy. So, that reminds me of... I forget what I've seen that the cockpit slides forward. Totally forget if it was in a movie or whatnot. Again, ladder. And then you... enter the pilot seat. And here we go. So you can go ahead, power on, boom. Heads up display, 4 screens again, and again you can change what these screens see and how they work. So you can actually have interaction to the screens, rewire your shields, things like that. So you have flight ready, engine on. I'm guessing in the future most of these switches and stuff that you can look at, you'll be able to actually mess with. But yep, you have more screens up here. And again, your free look is pretty decent. Joystick again reminds me of an F-16, just the way that it's kind of laid out, and with the throttle. So there's your EpiPen, and then this is the greatest thing, the eject button. One time I'll do it. It's going to throw me into the ceiling and hurt me. So, but again, you can go ahead and power off. Engines off. Look to your right, look to your left. You'll have the exit. So, exit ship. I still want to find out why that one's on fire. Very interesting. It'd be nice if you can actually climb up the ladder and then climb around the ship. That'd be kind of cool. Prospector. So this is a mining ship. Again, this, the F7, if you get the higher tier ones, is a very formidable ship, very heavily armed, and really can take out the Gladius easily. But I got another one, another trick up my sleeve. It's Prospector. This is a mining ship. You can see how you have a great visibility by the seats. This is the actual mining probe right here. And then, so when it's doing the mining, this thing is very weakly armed. You see right here, Type 1 gun. It's not really supposed to go into battle. They're basically just protection, which is not really going to do anything. But when you're mining, okay, so this reminds me of a Harrier. These nozzles will tilt down so it can kind of hover down. And let's go ahead and drop the door. There's a ladder to get inside. So these are the containers to actually... well, I guess we're going to go in here and do this. I didn't know it was going to make me go in. So, your interior of the Prospector, another door to the other exterior. Small living space. Basically, you've got your bed. At one point in time, I'm guessing that they're going to end up having... you know, you'd be able to use a lot of this stuff here. Bathroom, so there's your sinks, toilet, and there's your shower. Gotta stay clean. Computer layouts, I'm pretty sure going to be able to use these things at one point in time. And then you got... So here's the cockpit. You can see you've got excellent... Come on. Come on, chair. There we go. So you can see when you're drilling and stuff like that, you've got excellent visibility that's around you, down to where your drilling point comes right out here. Dual joystick, so it's not like a normal flight stick for the fighters, because you're able to actually use it a little bit more. And the neat thing about the Prospector is that all of the information layouts are all above you, so they're out of the way, and that is pretty cool. So you can close all your doors and everything like that from up inside here. You can lock it out. You can do your power on. Boom. And again, like all other aircraft, you can actually adjust your screens how you want it to be. So you can see here. Engines on off. So it's awesome. So power it off. Yeah, that's it. So there should be an exit seat somewhere. There it goes. Basically, when you see the round circle happen, that means it gives you the exit seat. Yeah, so that is the Prospector. Let me out. There we go. So you have your exit door. There you go. Jump off down here. Oh. Should have hit the jump button. So then you walk to the back. You can see, again, this is your cargo blow-up bags. So you'll be able to actually, do single mining on like asteroids, get precious metals, things like that. Haul it back to one of the bases and sell the stuff. So you're able to do single person mining operation, which is actually pretty good if you don't want to have to outfit one of the big miners. So it's pretty cool. And the neat thing here is that you have also mining controls right here. So this stuff comes down, and at one point in time, I'm guessing stuff's going to take place, but right now this is not flight ready. So this is to, I don't know if this is going to be to unload, my guess. Don't know. But you can see the vacuum system, engines. What I thought was supposed to do was to drop the pods, but I don't know. So it's kind of cool. So all you can do is just drop this thing down and close it. So that is the Prospector. Alright, so let's go over here. Up, get down. Let's get rid of that bad boy. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of these guys, and then show some more. All right. So once you get these guys gone, then basically, so those are all size 1s. But we're going to another group of size. Actually, you shouldn't have just made them go away. So you've got the Nox. This is the bike. It's kind of like a, I don't know, you picture a Ducati with guns. And that's the Nox. If anyone's ever seen the Ghost Rider, and I don't mean the Ghost Rider movie, there's a gentleman named Patrick Fonos, I think his name is. He is a person who rides a black GSXR 1000 around Sweden, and he does these crazy runs. One of them, if you look it up on YouTube, is called the Uppsala Run. And this just reminds me of him. His nickname is the Ghost Rider because he goes so fast it's like a ghost going by you. So it's pretty cool. You guys want to see him? He's an older gentleman too, which is nuts. But his name is the Ghost Rider. Look for the Ursula run. It's pretty cool. So then you have the Aurora. This is the starting ship. Yeah, this is basically what $20 will get you starting the game. The other ships you guys saw there, Prospector, I think was like I think it's like around 200 or less. I think the Gladius is like 90. The F7 is like 110. I think. But this is the Aurora. I believe they're going to be redesigning the Aurora. These guys can have little tiny cargo boxes that they can hold, so you can actually ship stuff with this stuff too. There's the ladder, open door. So these guys got a really tiny, very tiny seat, very, very tight to get into. There's the bed, so you can actually go out and sleep with this. Cargo area, you can put stuff here. It's gonna bang around though. Into the pilot seat, so you'll see your gentleman's got a, or lady, got to crawl to the side, get in this thing. Dual joysticks, and you can see it's a very good starter ship just to kind of get around and look at the verse. You'll be able to do a little bit of cargo running and stuff like that. Very, very little, not tons. 2 doors, both sides. Exit. As for weaponry, it's going to be very, very basic. Just enough to kind of protect you and get out of there. So, I see 2 little guns right there. I think that's it. I don't think these things hold missiles. I haven't really flown this thing. I forget why I have it. There's your, so you can put a container right here, size 4. Let's see. There it is. So you're able to, I think, like probably hold like 5 meters of parts, something like that. Yeah, that is the Aurora. All right, so Origin 315. See little blue balls? That's parts of the Origin. Boom. So this is a Origin, pretty much like an Explorer. So it has a jump drive. It does, very little damage. I think they're size 2 weapons. Yeah, so size 2 turrets. Very tiny size 1 missiles. It's basically to shoot at something, to get it to stop following you, and then this thing takes off like a rocket. This is based off one of the race ships. So there's also a gun that goes here too. Why are the guns missing off the fronts? Interesting. So there's a weapon that goes there too. And it should be here. Huh. You see how many weapons I got, so kind of curious why it's not there. But this guy gives you the ability to, has a very small cargo space. Also very, very tiny. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so here be the ladder. There be the hatch. And here goes inside the ship. So it does have a jump drive, both doors open, each side. Now I haven't been in this thing since they've done the upgrade, so I don't know what's here. So I'm looking to see what's around. Oh, wait, that's the door. Ah, shit. So then you have to work out a little bit of stuff. Just because you have the doors open doesn't mean you want to leave the ship. here. Oh, cargo tie down right here. Yeah, there's no bed in this one, so I don't think there's a... Oh, there's something there, but it's not allowing me to collect it. Oh, there. Bed. Okay, so there's a bed. This is my first ship I actually got, so I don't really remember what's much into it. Pilot seat. Unlike the Aurora, this thing that's come around, so you have to walk around it. This looks like a Cessna, you know, flight piece. Again, you know, switches and things like that I'm pretty sure they're going to have full access to at one point in time. So, unlock. There's the... kind of looks like a globe. And flight power, things like that. Yep. So, there's exit. So here, exit ship, so you can actually put cargo inside here and stuff like that. Again, I think it's a level 5 for cargo taking. So, not really that big, but it allows you to actually run stuff. And it has a jump drive, so it's actually pretty quick to just, you know, get out and do stuff. Prospector. Let's do the Merlin. So Merlin is what attaches to the back of my Andromeda. It's basically a snub or drop, yeah, a snub. Very small firepower. Very tiny one-seat, craft. It's fast. It's to get you, you know, somewhere quick. So if you have the Aurora kind of floating around, you can jump in the sky and take off. Very tiny, but very fast. Like cruising around. And the last thing is the Dragonfly. First bike. The Drake Dragonfly kind of reminds me of like where the other one's a Ducati. This is like a Harley. You know, very industrial. You have small saddlebags, which you can't use yet, so there's no real cargo. Two-seater. Weapons, very, very basic. Not sure. You know, just kind of cruise around planets. You know, throw this thing in the back of a couple of the ships I got, and you're good to go. Alright, that is size 1 and 2 ships that I can show right now. The rest of the stuff is next on the list. Alright, you guys like the video, go ahead and hit the thumbs up. Subscribe if you like more. Throw in some questions, it's pretty cool. I'll try to answer as much as I can, whether it's about Star Citizen or other games that we play. Yeah, that's about it. Until next time. Peace.